Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. So guys, we are pretty deep into the NBA playoffs. We are into the finals. At the time of making this video, Game 3 between the Celtics and Warriors is tonight. And there's something I realized last night, or a couple nights ago when I was watching Game 2. I was thinking back to this video I made about my 2022 playoff predictions. And as I was thinking about it, I kind of realized that from what I remember, my picks that I made, my predictions, I think were really off. Because from what I remember, and I don't remember every detail, and that's why I'm making this video, so we can react to it, I'm pretty sure I had some of the worst playoff predictions of all time, just from my memory. So I thought it'd be fun for today's video to go back to this video that I made on April 13th, back when there was hope for my playoff bracket, and react together, because I'm pretty sure it's one of the worst you'll ever see. If you don't believe me, watch this video. Comment how you have done so far in your playoff predictions. But from what I remember, this is going to be bad, guys. But let's just watch together. This should be fun. Here we go.
Start with the Suns against the winner of the Clippers and Wolves, which is really the Wolves now because the Wolves won last night, or the Spurs and Pelicans. Whoever gets that 8th seed. Actually, I'm sorry. The Wolves have the 7th seed.
So at the time there was no.
The 8th seed will either be the Clippers, Spurs, or Pelicans. I think it's going to be the Clippers. I think they'll win that next game against the Pelicans and Spurs.
0-for-1.
But I don't think it matters. I think the Suns, assuming everyone's healthy, which it looks like they are, I'm going to go with the Suns to win that matchup.
Okay.
And this website here, guys. I think it's NBA.com. Fill out your bracket. Enter the challenge. You have like 8 days to fill this is going to be in. So I'm assuming the Suns are going to play the Clippers. I will say Suns.
Hang on, wait. First thing, let me just say, I don't really care if I got how many games right, just to let you know for the few series that I think I got right. Doesn't matter, but if I did, it's a bonus. All right, let's see.
In 5, I think the Clippers with...
Well, that's wrong. They won in
Paul
6
George.
over the
I know
Pelicans.
they don't have Kawhi Leonard, but the Clippers have great coaching.
But I got the
Ty
Suns
Lue
right,
and Paul
nevertheless.
George, and just a great overall team, great teamwork. They play well as a team.
Yeah.
So the major...
All right, we got that right.
What a series this is. Healthy. I'm just going to assume that, at least for this video. So I will go with the Mavs.
Okay.
What a series this would be. I think the Mavs... I think that trade to get Spencer Dinwiddie was huge. I think it made their team better.
I was right.
Played great.
I was right.
I think the Mavs have played some of the best. I mean, they've played so much better in the second half
That's
and
so
after the
true.
trade deadline. So I will go with the Mavs in 6, of course.
Wait, guys, we got our first prediction right. We're 1 for 2 so far. Dallas in 6. That's exactly what happened, and Spencer Dinwiddie being a great addition. Perfect.
Assuming
That was a
Luka
perfect
plays,
prediction.
If he doesn't,
Somehow.
give me the Jazz. Warriors and Nuggets. This is another series that has a lot of question marks around it. Will Steph Curry be healthy? And will he be 100%? Will Klay Thompson step up? Will Draymond Green step up? You know, the Warriors are going to be favored. But you know what?
Don't do it.
This is a great series. It's going to be highly offensive. But I think the best player in this series right now is Jokic. And like he's done the entire year, I have a weird feeling that he's going to put this entire team on his back. I don't think anyone on the Warriors can stop Jokic. This will be a phenomenal series. I'm going to go with Denver to win this one in 7.
Oh, do you guys see what I mean? The winner of the West, I had going out in the first round. I had the Warriors losing in the first round to the Nuggets when they basically got gentlemen swept. Or the Nuggets got gentlemen swept. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought, because Steph Curry was just coming back from injury, I didn't know if it was going to all mesh right away. I thought their chemistry was going to be off, and I thought Jokic coming off his 2nd straight MVP. I don't know what I was thinking.
7 games. Obviously, like most of these series, it could go either way. But I'm going to go with some upsets here. I don't want to just go by the chalk. So I'm going to go with Denver to pull off the upset and beat the Warriors in 7 because they have health question marks surrounding their team.
Terrible
then we have
start.
Grizzlies and Wolves, a very, very interesting
Who did I
matchup.
go with?
2 very young teams, not too much playoff experience. 2 franchises that aren't in the playoffs that often, haven't had much playoff success or any success in terms of winning the championship. Neither team's ever been to the finals. So 2 young franchises, 2 young teams, minimal experience, so much talent on each side, young superstars everywhere. Should be a phenomenal series. I'm going to go with the Grizzlies in 7 games. I think they've been the better team this year.
That wasn't too bad. It was 6 games. It was a close series.
Ja Morant, but they need Ja Morant to go on a playoff run. I think he will play. I don't think he'll play.
All right, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. So we're 2 for 4 in the West, okay? So, not the greatest start, and I had the top 2 seeds advancing, but, or actually, oh, I'm sorry, we're 3 for 4. in the West, but the one I got wrong was the one that mattered the most because I said the Warriors would lose in the first round.
They shouldn't be here. This isn't
the
updated. So the Heat will either play the Cavs or the Hornets and Hawks. And you know what? The Cavs have really had a tough time down the stretch. They have not played their best basketball. At some point this year, they were the 3 or 4 seed.
Oh my God!
They
There's
really
ads.
slipped,
Hang on, guys.
Make a nice comeback effort in the play-in game against the Nets. They did ultimately lose that game. I don't know who's going to be the 8th seed, but I have a weird feeling either the Hawks or Hornets.
Please go with the Hawks.
If I had to pick, I think the Hawks could get the 8th seed.
There you go. There you go.
Any of these teams are good matchups for the Heat. The East is so tough because honestly, 1 through 7 and maybe even 1 through 8 has a chance to get to the finals. The East is so tough. Overall, this year for a change, it's actually better than the West in my opinion. The East is going to be so difficult to predict. I think these 3 teams, all 3 of them, I think will take the Heat to at least 6 games. I think they'll win at least a couple games.
No,
but I do think the Heat pull it out. So I'm going to say Heat in 6 over. I'm going to guess the Hawks, but no matter who it is, I'm just going to say
they beat them in 5, I think, right? So I got the Heat right, but that's
in 6.
I
think
the
they have too much talent, and they are playing well.
Right.
So I will go with them. They have a really good defensive team overall. Veterans everywhere. Jimmy Butler, Kyle play shot from the corner. It's going to be such a great matchup, and this will be such a close series.
I went with the Sixers here for sure.
I think we're going to have a lot of 6 and 7 game series in the first round because it's really jam-packed in both conferences. But I'm going to go with the Sixers in 7 because of one man, Joel Embiid, who I think is clear.
Okay, I can't be wrong. I got both the first 2 matchups right, but the Sixers won in 6 games.
And Bulls. The Bulls were another team that looked so good in the first half of the year, but post All-Star break, they've really struggled. At one point, they were the #1 seed in the East.
Yeah,
and DeMar DeRozan.
No one was going with the Bulls to win this series.
DeMar DeRozan's had a phenomenal year.
This would have been the biggest upset, I swear.
Maybe gets a top 5 finish, but he could have been the front runner at some point. But the Bulls, they've kind of collapsed, and the Bucks are playing really well. Giannis has a case to be made for another MVP, his 3rd one. So I will go with the Bucks to win this series. I'm going to go with Bucks in 5.
I think that's what happened. I think I got that right.
I think
that was
the Bucks
5
with
games.
the home court advantage. There's a lot of players on the Bulls that aren't that experienced. I mean, you do have experience as well.
Yeah, I predicted that.
I just think they're how well you're playing
coming.
They're going to win relatively easily. I will say in 5 games. And then my favorite series of the first round, Celtics and Nets. Celtics, I mean, give credit to them. This second half they've been, let's just say it as it is. The Celtics have been the best team in basketball post All-Star break. The last 30 games, clearly the best team in basketball. Best defense in basketball. Ime Udoka should get Coach of the Year votes. Maybe probably should be Coach of the Year. Maybe I give that to Monty Williams of the Suns, but he has a good case to be made. The Nets, obviously, finally finding their stride. KD and Kyrie playing together for a good stretch of time. Obviously, they're both healthy right now. They're both playing phenomenally, and the vaccine mandates dropped in New York, so Kyrie's a full-time player again. The question is, will Ben Simmons play? And honestly, the question is also,
the answer is no.
Does he make the team better at this point? Because I don't know if it's a great idea to have a star player like Ben Simmons, at least defensively a star player like Ben Simmons. Is it a good idea to have him play his first game with a team of already 2 superstars? How will he fit in? Will he make them better? I'll tell you this, he'll make them better on defense for sure. But the question is, does he actually elevate that team, or does he need time to develop chemistry with them? I have no idea. And Time Lord, Robin Williams, maybe the best defender on the Celtics, is out, at least for the first round. Question marks everywhere. Man, who do I go with here? Oh, man. I'm going to go with the Nets to win this one in 7. Why not?
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. So, you know how the finals right now is between the Warriors and Celtics? Well, yeah. I had them both out in the first round. And the other 6 first-round winners, I got right. Suns, Mavs, Grizz, Heat, Sixers, Bucks. 6 out of 8, which isn't bad. But the 2 that I had going out in the 2 first-round matchups I got wrong were the most important ones. The Warriors and the Celtics, the West and East winners, I had gone in the first round. I am so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking.
I think I mean, this is a
Jesus
phenomenal matchup, but
Christ.
KD is just on a roll.
All right, let's
whether
skip
or not
ahead a
his
little bit.
exciting matchup this would be.
All right, Mavs and Suns.
Wow, it's going to be close. Luka's going to be tough to stop, but I just think the Suns as a team, their defense, their offense, the Mavs' defense is a question mark. It's been for a long time. I think the Suns' offense will be too much for the Mavs, and I think their defense will do enough to keep the Mavs contained to some extent. But I think it'll be a close series. I will go with Suns in 6 to get to the conference finals. Then we have Nuggets.
That didn't happen.
And Grizzlies. You know, I
really thought the Suns were going to get it done this year. I'm just so disappointed. All right.
God, because the Nuggets have more experience. They've been to the conference finals in the bubble they got there with Jokic. He knows what he's doing.
Don't tell me I had the Nuggets in the conference finals.
Even if they win a series, which they could, and they could win 2 series, the problem is, at some point, you have to acknowledge you only have one superstar in Jokic and one player who stands above the rest. And at some point, not having Jamal Murray, not having Michael Porter Jr., it's gonna bite them. It's gonna come back to bite them. And the Grizzlies are the Grizzlies are a good defensive team, especially inside with.
Well, it doesn't really matter because
really be a playoff team. If they were to barely sneak in, no one expected.
It doesn't matter because neither of these teams, obviously, the Grizzlies lost to the Warriors. But I am curious to have known what they would have if they could have won with Ja Morant. I don't know if they could have, maybe not, but they never got the chance
to
prove
be a top 4 seed, much less the second best team in the conference finals. That youth really will be doing the East.
Okay.
Heat and Sixers.
This was actually
the 1-4 matchup. You might as well just ignore the 4 seeds here because that's how close these are.
That's true.
Forget that it's 1 versus 4, 3 versus 7. It's really a mystery to me who's going to come out of the East. It's honestly who's just playing the best at the right time because of how close these teams are. Each team has their own strengths and weaknesses that can be prominent. I just think, Embiid's been so good for the Heat. I know the Heat probably have a deeper bench with Tyler Hero and, Jimmy Butler's a great player.
Tyler Hero didn't play much,
obviously, Kyle Lowry.
We didn't know that.
Bio. But I'm assuming James Harden, I'm hoping, this is banking on James Harden playing well and Embiid doing his thing. I'm going to go with the Sixers to win this series in 6 and get to the conference finals.
Oh my God.
I just think despite their 4 seed, they definitely have the potential to be the best team in the East and play the best.
By the way, I wasn't 1 for 2 in the West. I was 0 for 2. Neither of these teams got there. I don't know why I said that. Yeah.
Playoffs. I think Joel Embiid's probably the hardest. I mean, it's so hard to guard Embiid. He's going to really put this team on his back, and he's done that most of the year. So then we move on to the Bucks and Nets, a rematch of last year's conference semifinals, and we had a great 7-game series then.
This is also one that doesn't really matter because neither team got to the conference finals. But let's just listen to what I had to say. All right,
great matchup.
Let's skip ahead.
I don't know. I think it would go either way, but man, they're just on a roll, and I think they're going to hit their.
So let's just take a moment, guys. Let's just take a look at this bracket. The 4 teams I had in the conference finals were Suns and Grizzlies, and Sixers and Nets. How many of those 4 teams got to the conference finals? I'll give you a moment. Exactly 0. I went 0 for 4 in the conference finals. Now, in the NBA, where there isn't that much parity in the playoffs compared to the NFL and MLB, you see less lower seeds getting to the conference finals. It is a very difficult thing to do to get all 4 conference finals teams wrong. This year, someone could have gone with, I don't know, I honestly openly ask any and all of you watching, did you at least get one team right in the conference finals? I bet you probably did. This is hard to do. This is so impressively bad. The worst playoff bracket I've ever had. How can someone go 0 for 4? All 4 teams, all or none, made the conference finals. That's crazy. This is historically bad.
Right at the right time. So we went with chalk in the West.
So does it even matter to watch the end of this? Not really, though. Like, just look at that. Look how bad that is right there. 0 for 4. You can't even do this bad if you tried. And I'm pretty sure I had Sixers and Suns. Oh, my God. And then I ultimately, just to save you guys the time, if you really want to go back and see it,
they've been the best team for
I
the
went with the
start
Suns,
of the year.
I think, in 6
games. They have finally got the NBA championship. I'm going to have sorry about that. I realized I had to log. That's what
and
I
then I
happen.
submitted.
Guys, I am a NBA fan. If you're a football fan.
So I basically submitted this bracket I don't know if it was, I think it was NBA.com. So I'm actually curious to go back and see if they ranked my bracket in the percentiles, kind of like they do with March Madness. But I guarantee you this. Oh, I don't guarantee, but there's a chance that my bracket could be in the first percentile. That's how bad it is. Guys, I got all 4 conference finals teams wrong, therefore the 2 finals teams wrong, and the 2 teams that are in the finals were out in the first round. Is there literally a worse way, a worse bracket possible than what mine was? The 2 finals teams out in the first round, and then the 4 conference final teams all wrong. I literally don't think there's a human out there this year who had a worse bracket than me. This would be the first percentile, maybe 0.5th percentile. That's how bad it was, and it was worth reacting to, I think, in my opinion, guys. So comment your opinions. How did your bracket do? Can you find a human on this planet with a worse bracket than me? I'm actually curious. But yeah, this was kind of fun, guys. It just shows that, look, all of us watching, or most of us, are probably sports fans, and we love to predict the future. But nonetheless, we're not Doctor Strange. We don't have this eye of Agamotto. We don't have the ability to go forward in time. So there will be times where we're wrong, because in sports, anything can happen, obviously. And this is just one of those examples, but I think there's a chance that in my life, I might never have a bracket, NBA playoff bracket this bad. I don't ever recall getting no conference final team right and having both the finalists going out in the first round. So it was worth reacting to, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're an NBA fan, sports fan, and you haven't done so already. And yeah, comment your opinions for sure, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video.